Calling all partners. Losing weight is better together with Nutrisystem's Partner Plan. In fact, people who diet together lose 20% more weight than dieting on their own. Get new premium meals with up to 30 grams of protein. They're big and filling and taste delicious. Plus, try our new restaurant faves that taste like your favorite restaurant, portioned with half the calories. Don't wait. You could win big cash during Nutrisystem's Better Together Partner Plan 100K giveaway. And maybe win the grand prize of $25,000. Just go to Nutrisystem.com/thin right now and get 50% off plus an extra $50 off your first month. You heard me right. Go to Nutrisystem.com/thin right now and get 50% off plus an extra $50 off. Don't wait. This Partner Plan offer will not last long. Just go to Nutrisystem.com/thin right now and get 50% off plus an extra $50 off. Go to Nutrisystem.com/thin. See website for details on our 2-month subscription offer. No purchase necessary. Open only to U.S. residents over 21. Void where prohibited. Runs December 25 through April 4th, 2022. For official rules, visit Nutrisystem.com. Sponsored by Nutrisystem, Inc.
Welcome to episode 63, Illinois. Tonight we're going to be discussing the Devil Baby at Hull House.
Yes, sir.
And discussing sightings of Illinois' Glimmer Man.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, kind of weird, maybe not true, but we'll find out.
Yeah, you never know.
I'm Chris, joined by James.
What's up, people? How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm glad that we're back. Last week's episode was very fun.
Yes,
very
it was.
interesting.
Yes, it was.
But I'm very interested to hear about this devil baby because, I just had a baby. And sometimes kids can act like demons.
Well, I think the circumstances in this are quite different.
Are they? Well, let's get
into it. As
into
you
it.
will come to realize.
Let's get into it. I want to hear about it.
All right, folks. Well, before we drive up to this week's point of interest, I'd like to share this honorable mention with you that I just had to include in this episode because it was just too damn funny.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Back in Chicago in 1991, it was heavily reported by children and others that there was a strange clown whom they dubbed Homie. I'm not kidding you. Taken from the 1990 comedy show In Living Color. I actually looked up the time frame to make sure that it correlated, that it wasn't the other way around. But yeah, the kids actually took the name, but that's what's funny. But he was said to cruise the streets in a creepy van trying to lure kids into it.
Homie the Clown,
now,
really?
That part's not funny. But
kind of fun.
Creepy clown in a panel van?
Yeah, that's...
now, the Chicago police were involved, and they dismissed it as an urban legend because nobody ever saw this guy. But many people hold that it was very real.
Wow.
And I guess Homie did play that.
Thank you.
There's no reports or sightings of any real victims or Homie himself. They couldn't be found. I looked. It's all hearsay.
Urban legend.
It's all talk. Yeah.
You read that whole story just so you could say that one line. I know you did.
Homie played that.
Homie could play
that. Homie did play that.
If you don't know what to reference to, go look up Homie the Clown on YouTube
right.
and Living Color, and you'll know what it's a reference.
You bet. But, you probably just chalk this one up to another boogeyman story.
Lots of those.
But it was too weird not to include. I liked it.
Especially this Homie.
Yeah.
That's just weird. Anyway, all right.
Well,
cool.
See, that's why I like to look up urban legends because most of them tie to a place.
Yeah.
Something, like tangible.
Right.
That's why I like to do this. As always, I say it,
every time.
When I talk about shit,
it's a place.
You can go somewhere.
That's right.
You can see it. All right, World Warriors. Now let's get into the real point of interest this week. Residing also in Chicago, built in 1889 by a good woman named Jane Addams. The Hull House was a refuge for immigrants initially to help them settle into their new country. But it was also used as a shelter for women fleeing abusive husbands or needed help, caring for them with midwives and such, pregnant, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Stories also say that Hull House could have been the origins of the social welfare system as they dealt with and brought to light, the child labor problems, women's suffrage, and health care reform issues.
Okay.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
Sounds like a wonderful place, but as fate would have it,
Oh, no.
something evil was on its way.
Bastard.
Always something got to mess it up.
It's fucking it up, man.
Now, according to the legend, an unknown woman, whose name I could not find, no matter what I did,
Okay.
would give birth to a child at Hull House that was fathered by the devil. When it was born, the midwives actually screamed in horror at the child, who was so disgusting, and they said the mother had abandoned it. You know, they screamed in horror and ran,
Okay.
basically is what I read.
All right.
And then the mother basically
Also
abandoned
took off.
it. Yeah.
Just had a kid, dropped it.
She said to hell with it. And apparently Jane Addams herself, the keeper of the house, would raise the child but kept it in the attic.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, it was deformed apparently and very hideous looking.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
Sadly, whether the origins of its creation are true or not, it did die at a very early age. Maybe mercifully, maybe it was just deformed for regular genetic purposes. We just don't know.
Right.
Of course, as it goes with some of my stories, there are a couple of different versions. You know, I also read that the mother looked past the baby's appearance and accepted it, even though the child's fate was the same, dying at a young age, which would be a better outcome.
More of a Disney outcome.
Exactly. But how did this come to be that she would give birth to a devil child? This excerpt from the Atlantic explains. The legend states that the baby was born a monster because his father yelled to the heavens in frustration of being given only daughters. He yelled, quote, "I would rather have the devil in this house than another daughter." Could it just be a legend? Jane Addams thought so from her detailed article in the Atlantic. Quote, "The knowledge of the existence of the devil baby burst upon residents of Hull House one day when 3 Italian women, with an excited rush through the door, demanded that he be shown to them." You know, no matter what they did, no amount of denial convinced them that he was not there, for they knew exactly what he was like, with his cloven hooves, his pointed ears, and the diminutive tail. Moreover, the devil baby had been able to speak as soon as it was born, and was most shockingly profane. Now that I would buy.
Yeah, I would. Oh, yeah, for sure.
The attention this brought didn't make Jane a fan. She was pissed. Heard saying, "Throughout 6 weeks that I went about Hull House, I would hear a voice at the telephone repeatedly for the 100th time that day, 'No, there is no such baby.' Again, 'No, we never had it here.'" These are all different things she hears people telling.
Okay.
"No, he couldn't have seen it for 50 cents.
50 cents.
I don't know. "We didn't send it anywhere because we never had it. I didn't mean to say that your sister-in-law lied, but there must be some mistake. There is no point in getting an excursion from Milwaukee, for there isn't any devil baby at Hull House." These are just some of the things that were put-offs.
Okay.
Now, we have to absorb that for ourselves and reflect and think, are they doing it for bull? You know, you don't know why.
Right.
It could be a diversion.
Yeah.
Another version of the story is that the husband was a hateful atheist, and in their home, he ripped all the religious pictures his wife had off the wall and uttered the same curse as above about he'd rather have the devil in the house than this, that, and the other. But that's what they said, and that brought evil upon his family.
So why would he, if he was an atheist, why would he marry someone who was religious? That makes no
I
sense.
have no idea.
That makes no sense.
I was wondering that myself.
Bullshit on that one. I'm calling bullshit on that one.
Either way you look at it, he tempted the devil, and the poor child was the one that paid the price. Now, if you are wondering, yes, you can go visit and even enter this place. The Hull House is now a museum honoring its past as a place of refuge, not just for the devil baby legend.
Okay.
Now, they do say that you can see the devil's face in the windows from time to time.
Ah.
So, yeah, you got your ghost thing going on.
Cool,
Here,
cool.
Paranormal thing. Was the baby real? Many say so, and with this world the way it is, I am inclined to think that perhaps it did exist. I mean, the woman was quote-unquote unknown, or her name was kept out of the record on purpose. So sorry to say there is no family name to trace, because I did look.
Okay.
I really did. I just thought this was a kind of a neat little subject. And
Yeah.
I did try to find a family name to see if I could find pictures or anything. There are some artist representations and stuff that I saw, but nothing real. There was
Okay.
no actual photo of the baby.
Gotcha.
So once again, we are left to judge for ourselves. So,
Well, you know, a lot of times legends or myths, you know, they can be they're drawn from something that did happen. So maybe there was a disfigured baby that was born in that house.
It's not as cool as the bus story, but
No, it's still pretty cool. I liked it.
It's
Yeah.
an interesting story. I tried to dig real hard on it, but I just thought it was neat. And like I said, this is another tangible place that can be visited at any hour.
Yeah.
And you can sneak in there and investigate if you want to.
Now, see, that'd be fun.
Because they did claim you can't hear the babies crying or the kind of like a, I don't know.
Like an echo,
demonic
maybe?
Baby cries.
Oh,
and stuff
okay.
like
Okay.
that.
Like,
Yeah, but I'm sitting there going, that's just people poking at it. I
Yeah.
couldn't find anything solid on that. So,
Well, I guess we have to go find out for ourselves, James.
yeah,
Let's do it.
I think so.
All right. In the meantime, let's take a break. And
Briefly.
come back and talk about the Glimmer Man.
Yes, sir.
The Glimmer Man is the name given to creatures that have been seen all across the world that appear as glimmers or shimmers, much like the cloaking device in the Predator movies.
Nice.
This is vastly different from the movie Glimmer Man, the 1996 travesty that occurred starring Keenan Ivory Wayans and Russia's newest sexual predator, Steven, I'm only taking roles where I can sit down all day, Seagal.
Yeah.
It seems to be one of the newer entities, with sightings going back only to the 90s, but it's gained enough traction for someone to create a subreddit so others may post about their sightings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there isn't much information on these beings that I could find, mostly speculation, like with your story.
Of course.
Theories abound as to what the newest entry into the paranormal may be. Is it aliens with cloaking abilities? Are they humans, part of a top secret government project, perhaps
Government.
government?
There
Sorry,
you are again.
I didn't say it right, excuse me. Top secret government project
There you go.
using some sort of modern Philadelphia experiment technology?
Yeah.
Is this another type of cryptid stalking the forests of North America and beyond? Is it a different species of Bigfoot, as there are multiple stories of people having encounters with Bigfoot creatures only to see them vanish before their eyes, and yet can still hear the footsteps as the creatures walked off,
Yeah.
as we discussed last week.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
No one seems to fully know, but tonight we have two sightings that took place in Illinois. From the website Phantoms and Monsters, from
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
boogity, 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 from a woman who is only identified as S.
Hello, S.
Do you know M? Anyway. Quote, this is 100% true, and it's really hard for me to share because anytime I have tried to tell someone else about it, I get laughed at and accused of just trying to pull their leg. I recently saw an article about a woman who was hunting and saw an invisible/cloaked creature that she described as almost like a predator from the movie of the same name.
I see you
Anytime.
out there past them trees.
I read her story and saw the picture she took of the quote-unquote said predator. I am not dismissing her story, actually quite the opposite, since I too have encountered something similar, and is what prompted me to seek out if anyone else had encountered a quote-unquote predator in the woods. Now on to my encounter.
Yes.
Da-na-na.
Dun, 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 dun.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da-na-na-na. When I was about 5 years old, I was playing by the edge of the woods behind my grandmother's house. I played there often, and my grandmother just kept an eye on me from the kitchen or living room because the house had huge windows that faced the woods. She would come out every once in a while just to see what I was up to. I was obsessed with digging in the dirt and collecting unusual rocks and arrowheads that littered the land where my grandmother lived. I should mention this is southern Illinois, not too far from the Cahokia Mountains, so finding arrowheads was actually not that uncommon.
Love is in the air, and you know who really deserves some extra love? You, that's who. So treat yourself to a mental pick-me-up with Best Fiends. Unwind with thousands of brain-tickling levels and tons of cute collectible characters. Because even in the shortest month, you deserve all the me time you can get. Ready to boost your brain power? Download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends.
Play Best Fiends. Download free.
Anyway, that day out, I remember picking out a spot to dig. I had been out there for quite a while because I remember I had a pretty decent sized hole going when something caught my eye up in the tree that I was next to. It's a predator.
Glowing eyes.
Run for your life, bitch. Run for your life. I almost don't know how to explain it, but it looked like a heat wave coming off the branch of the tree. It was fall, though. I remember this because I had a pink jacket on and remember thinking that my mom was going to be pissed because I had dirt around the bottom of my arms from digging. Wow. I also remember there being a lot of leaves on the ground. I'm staring at this heat wave, quote unquote, and realize it has a human shape. And so here I am, 5 years old, and wondering why there was an invisible man in the tree. I remember feeling scared but unsure what to do. Then it started moving and making a faint clicking sound.
Oh, hell.
That is about the time that I decided I was not supposed to be seeing this, and I hightailed it back to the house.
You don't know how bad I want to yell, get to the chopper! Run! Go now!
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
That's right.
I ain't got time to bleed. You got time to duck?
That's right.
My grandmother saw I was pretty shaken, and I remember telling her that I had just seen a quote-unquote angel. In my 5-year-old mind, I didn't know what else it could be. I had never heard of aliens or ghosts or monsters, so to me it had to be an angel because that's all my little mind could think of. Fast forward to when I'm about 12 years old. Very nice. By this time, the encounter was way out of my mind. I loved watching action and sci-fi movies. My dad rented the movie Predator.
Oh, Lord.
And while I'm so at least you know the trauma came after her sighting, not before.
True that.
And while I'm watching it with him, the first time you see the Predator invisible/cloaked, I about shit my pants. All the memories from that day digging in the dirt came flooding back. I even asked my dad if Predator was real or if he knew anyone or any animal that could cloak, but he did not know anything about.
It didn't attack you because you were not armed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Want some candy?
Yep.
He told me it was all fake. It wasn't like it is today where I could just Google it. I had no access to the internet. So again, I just put it out of my mind. Again, fast forward to about the year 2004. I am grown. I have 3 small children. I just went through a separation from my husband. I moved to the next town over to an apartment with my kids. These apartments are all one-level duplexes with there being 5 buildings. I am in the last apartment of the last building. The apartments are considered in town, but they are on the outskirts. It's a lot of information. There is a deep ditch that runs behind the buildings with a chain link fence that separates the backyard from the ditch. There are about 6-7 trees on our side of the fence. If you follow the ditch a bit, you hit a small forest that eventually leads to the country with a larger forest and farmland. I am a smoker, but would not smoke in the apartment because of my kids, so I often went out to the back porch. One night, I was up late doing laundry and stuff after the kids went to bed. I decided to take a smoke break before I went to sleep. I'm on the back there on the porch, and I started hearing this faint clicking sound again. I immediately looked to the ditch because I had seen a groundhog out there a few days before and thought perhaps he was out there again. The yard is faintly lit from the outside light that is by the playground that is to the right of my back porch. I didn't turn on my porch light. I didn't normally if I was going to go out for a quick smoke. I didn't see any groundhog or movement from the ditch, so I go back to smoking my cigarette. The faint clicking sound keeps happening, and a slight shift of movement makes me look up into the tree and the left of my porch.
Oh.
Always in the trees, man.
In the trees. Well, yeah.
It's there. The same invisible thing I had seen when I was 5. It is like a distortion and in a humanoid shape. It is crouched down on the branch with an arm holding out to the trunk of the tree. I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this happening? Has it come to kill me from seeing it all those years ago? All I could think about was my kids in the apartment sleeping. I ran in and slammed and locked the door. I ran to the kids' room to make sure all the windows were locked. Then I just turned out the lights in the living room and stared out the blinds at the tree to see if I could catch another glimpse of it. I sat there for about a good 10 minutes and couldn't see anything. I began to think that I'm just tired and my mind is playing tricks on me. Just as I was finally talking myself down, my neighbor's dog comes running across the yard and starts barking at the tree at the same branch that I had seen this predator thing. That pretty much freaked me out because this dog was not a barker. I actually had never heard him bark at anything, even at the groundhog that had been hanging out at the ditch. The barking went on for a few minutes until I heard the neighbor lady who owns the dog call him back inside. The dog reluctantly turned to go back home, stopping every few feet to look back at the branch of the tree.
As if to say, "Aw, man."
I'll get you next time, predator.
That's right.
Until he was out of my sight. I didn't sleep that night. and I have never seen anything like it again. I don't know what to think of it. I'm a grown woman. I have kids and a good career. I just want to know if anyone else has had an experience like this. I know what I saw, believe it or not. Thanks for taking the time to read this.
Fantastic.
So I like the imagery of it on the tree trunk, crouched down.
Yes.
One hand on the trunk. Again, sounds like fucking Predator.
Exactly like Predator.
And like, if this was her only sighting of it when she's a grown woman, I would opt to think that she was influenced by the movie.
Yes.
But the fact
exactly.
the fact that she saw it 2 other times, and no, she saw it 1 other time,
Yeah.
and when she was 5, before she even saw the movie,
Yep.
has me wondering, like, what the hell was it?
I'm just hoping that she's being truthful in her storytelling. You know, I'm not going to sit here and blow somebody off and say they're full of crap, but I'm just hoping that she didn't embellish or make it up after the fact when she heard about Predator and then decided to tell her story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because unfortunately, you can't go back and say, "Oh, did she write this down when she was a kid?" and say what
Right.
she saw or did.
But I would,
you know what I mean?
I think what goes in her favor is that neither of the sightings were very exciting.
No,
They were very simplified, like sightings.
Yeah.
They were just in a tree.
they weren't sensationalized and
right.
crazy.
It didn't do anything. She
Like,
saw
this
in a
thing
tree,
tried
that
to
was
chase me and shot lasers at me and all this other crap.
Yeah. You would think that if she was trying to like really gain some sort of like notoriety from it, she would say that, oh, it jumped out of the tree and chased me to the house.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It didn't even leave the tree.
She took a Walton's approach to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when he told everybody, no, the UFO didn't do this.
Right.
They didn't do all that crap they did in the movie.
Yeah, he didn't sensationalize it.
But yeah, but that's great, man.
Exactly. Again, this is just a story we have from Illinois, but these beings have been sighted all over the U.S. So, next time you're out hiking or taking a leisurely stroll, keep an eye out. That trick of light might just be something more.
I see you.
Want some candy?
That's right.
Anytime. I mean, we can just do Predator lines
All day.
all fucking day.
But
yeah,
no.
but yeah. So that is that's the Illinois sighting of the Glimmer Man. Again, it's the only one I could find.
But that's good.
Yeah.
It's good that it's not all over the place. So it's not like, because I've heard of the Glimmer Man, but I think because of that stupid movie.
The stupid Steven Seagal crap fest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when I did this, when I first came across it on Reddit, and then I could every sighting that I found in the subreddit was a different state.
I got you.
So I found one in Illinois. So then I decided to do just a general search, but typing in the words Glimmer Man,
Yeah.
you're just getting nothing but the fucking movie coming
Gotcha.
up. And I'm like, I don't want that dumb shit.
Nope.
No, I'm trying to find out about this probably fake creature, not about this crappy movie.
Yeah, you do have to dig beneath a bunch of hokey,
Bunch of layers.
you know, what do they call it? Pop culture crap and
Yes.
stuff to get underneath it to find what you're really looking
to
for.
find the baseboard,
Like
the
when I did the
floorboard.
Devil Baby, I saw one little small snippet on one of the sites.
Yeah.
But that's one of the ones that I included in my links and stuff.
Okay.
But that led to me looking again and again and again. And I finally found a long article, which I extrapolated my information. It still wasn't a whole lot, but it was more, and I was able to at least put together some kind of story about
And that's
it.
probably all there was
But
out there.
you
on
have to
that.
dig.
Yeah.
You have to dig.
I mean, that's great. I love when we find topics that don't have a lot of information.
Yeah.
I mean, they're most likely haven't been sensationalized
Exactly.
at that point.
Well,
So
at least we can hope.
hopefully.
Yep. All right, folks. Well, we appreciate the support. And if you'd like to help the show out, you could go to www.patreon.com/State of Fear. We have one level called the, what we call it? The
Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors. Yeah. You just go in there. It's $7. You get access to all of our unedited crazy crap. You get our bloopers. You get our extra material. We have some commentaries. We have reviews of things we've seen. And we're going to be getting more and more content all the time. We'd appreciate any help you can. Of course, we're also on social media. I don't even care to mention them. And we're everywhere you listen.
That's right. Absolutely.
Everywhere. And we have a YouTube channel.
That's right. YouTube
Please
channel.
don't forget YouTube. If you're YouTubing, even if you don't listen to YouTube all the time for your podcast, we'd love for you to subscribe.
That's right.
You don't have to hit that notification bell. Everybody always say, oh, da, da, da. But if you could go through and check out and like some of the episodes, it always helps us.
We get a lot of good feedback on the YouTube channel.
Yes, we do.
We get a lot of people who have had personal encounters with the topics we talk about.
Yep.
Come through on the YouTube channel. I think it's where we found the guy that actually knew the toy box killer's
Yeah,
accomplice.
I remember
you know,
that.
his accomplice. So go check out the YouTube channel. Again, like you said, subscribe. Don't hit the bell. You don't have to hit the bell. Just hit subscribe. You're good to go.
Yep. And speaking of UFOs and craziness, our next state is Indiana.
That's right, dude.
I don't know what your topic is, but I'm looking forward to hearing it. I think I'll be speaking on some little peoples. So
okay.
We're going to see. So that's where we're headed next, brother. So what do you say we get on down the road?
Get in the car. Let's go, buddy.
Love is in the air, and you know who really deserves some extra love? You, that's who. So why not treat your brain to a much-needed recharge with Best Fiends? Best Fiends is the mobile puzzle game that lets you take a mental spa day wherever you are. Immerse yourself in the world of Best Fiends, where you'll team up with a daring band of cute collectible characters to solve brain-sparking puzzles that are nothing short of absolute fun. With thousands of levels and tons of characters and exciting events added all the time, Best Fiends has all the me time you could ask for. So give yourself some extra love with Best Fiends, the perfect mobile game for those who seek to unwind. And if anyone deserves to kick back and relax, it's you. What are you waiting for? Download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends.